Tasty, tasty. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, guys. I hope you had a really good Christmas. Welcome back to the stream. It is almost the end of the year. We've got, what, 3 days left? 2 days left? So yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, I guess. Captain Reed was first. Congratulations, Mr. Reed, for being first. Ozkilane was second. Rue's here as well. So is Angry Swan and Rex17. Now you can chat as he's live. Yes, I'm here. No Salad, No Sauce says, hi guys, how are you? Good evening. Ain't no way, new Baion board. Yeah, we're doing the Synovia prototype today. We unboxed it last week, and we're going to build it today, which is good. Laser Keiko, thank you so much for being here as well. Fred Zillosaurus Rex as well. Tangaus is here too, so is Anarchy. Good stream earlier on, Anarchy. Sorry I wasn't around for all of it, but I did catch the start. Trojam as well. Ballboy, RL Cubes, Gadgetoid, Pestilence, and Void Media. Good evening, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Anonymous Biker and Heavy Babes here as well. Cargary, thank you so much for the 30 months of subs, dude. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Jenga and Mr. Gimp as well. You absolutely have my full attention. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. Mr. Gimp says, I'm actually alive and kicking this stream unlike last time. Yeah, I heard you had it pretty rough last time, dude. I hope you're feeling better. Blackbook subscribed for 31 months as well, currently on a 31-month streak. Says, hello, you lot. Merry, middle, weird holiday bit. Yeah, it is always kind of weird between Christmas and New Year. Most people are off work, which means that, like, everything's kind of quiet in the keyboard world. All the Discords and stuff tend to be busy when people are at work, which probably tells you something about the keyboard world. But yeah, so it's kind of an interesting transition period, kind of like over this 2 weeks. Like, we're not open as much. I did come in on Friday. We shipped a few orders on Friday, but we'll be catching up tomorrow. And then we're closed Tuesday and Wednesday for New Year, and then we're back in on Thursday, Friday. So it's kind of like a bit of a weird week until a week on Monday, which is when we are fully back. So yeah. Gem's here as well. Thank you very much for being here, good sir. Godzilla Model says, evening all, hope everyone is having a good weekend. Yeah, it's been a really nice weekend. My wife did drag me around a few outlet stores this past few days after Christmas, which, I'll be honest, isn't my bag. I'm not really a big shopper, but she's happy. So there is an adage in there somewhere about happy wife, happy life, right? So yeah, anyway, she's happy, so I'm happy. My bank balance is not happy. It's fine. But we were away for a few days, and we went away to my mother and father-in-law's for a few days over Christmas. We had a really nice Christmas break. I hope you all, if you celebrate it, have a really good festive period. That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Festive period. Yeah. Well, it feels like it's like a biological response, and I didn't mean that. I hope you all had a really good time. For us, it was a lot of food, good conversation, good company, a lot of YouTube quizzing, which we seem to have taken to as a family, which is quite fun, and probably a little bit too much alcohol, maybe a little bit too much, but it's all good. We had a really good time, and now we are back to work pretty much tomorrow, so back to streaming as well. As I say, I did come in on Friday just to catch up on a few things. Mainly, like, I'm conscious that I have a ton of emails. Anything that was super urgent that I caught, I tried to address via email pretty quickly over the past few days. I'm sure I've missed some, and I've got a ton of emails to catch up on. My inbox is 180 at the minute, which is probably going to take me most of tomorrow morning. Mel's back in tomorrow as well, so she'll catch up on shipping the in-stock orders I didn't ship on Friday. So if you've got something pending from us, it will go out. I got maybe, I don't know, 20% of them done or something like that on Friday. So Mel will catch up with the rest of those tomorrow. And the other thing I have to tackle, if you haven't seen the Instagram videos or stories over the past few days, we have received a ton of boxes from 2 other UK vendors. One was Joe from UK Keycaps, who kind of shutterboarded his business a few months ago and asked us if we'd be wanting to pick up some of his extra stock, so we have done that. We paid for it maybe a month or so ago, and he finally managed to get it all boxed up for us a few days ago before Christmas. So we had that shipped over, and it arrived the day before Christmas Eve. Now, there is another UK vendor that I don't want to talk about just yet, who's also asked us to do something similar, and we're kind of going through some conversations as to what that looks like at the moment. So I'm not ready to share any information on that. But basically, there's like 30 odd boxes, and it's around a ton in weight of stuff that's arrived that I need to sort through tomorrow. So I'm going to start sorting through that. If anyone is in the area and has a real penchant for sorting through desk mats and switches and other stuff and would like to come and help in exchange for some free keyboard goodies, then please let me know, because it's going to be a big job. Raidabool, hello there. Mr. Gimp says, I remember many times being dragged about to get even more infuriating decorative cushions. My wife's not a big decorative cushion kind of guy. Kind of girl. Sorry, kind of guy, kind of girl. She doesn't really like decorative cushions as much. She tends to prefer to buy handbags. That seems to be what it is. For me, it's cars and keyboards and watches and things like that. For her, it's handbags. So yeah, so she had some stuff to do with that. But yeah, she's happy. I'm happy, I guess. That's so nice of you. Well, I mean, helping other vendors is kind of like par for the hobby at the minute. Like, it's no secret that the market is down and almost all vendors are struggling to some extent. The reason why you're seeing fewer and fewer projects happen and fewer things coming out as in-stock projects is because cash flow is tight, and vendors need to make sure they have good cash flow to be able to make sure they're investing in the right products and projects. When things are tight, that's not going to happen so much. So, and right now, I would not be envious of someone looking for finance to start up a keyboard project. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, discounts. Jim, remind me in a few minutes, because we'll do a bit of a thing on discounts. It is the second bullet point on our starting soon page, which is here. So yeah, so we're just covering off the latest news, and then we'll start to talk about discounts. Because we will give you some discounts on the stores. Like, one thing I'm a little bit worried about over the next couple of weeks is space. Here at the workshop, we've kind of like got a limit on how much shelf space we can have across the workshop. Because shelving is expensive and it's space consuming, and we are kind of running out of space. And the holy solution to this would be to extend our first floor mezzanine. The issue with that is we've only got 11 months left in this building, and I don't think we're going to renew the lease because it's just too expensive.
Tasty.
So I don't want to spend money and time and effort in building a whole nother platform area for storage when we're only going to be here for a few months. Like, it will take us until the end of March to get that installed, and then we'll only have 7 months left to use it. So it just kind of feels a bit redundant. So space is at a premium, and one of the things I have to face in tomorrow is how we generate more space. So I don't know. What takes up the most space physically? Desk mats. Maybe like there's like everything just takes up a lot of space. Bazooka. So in the keyboard world, like desk mats, I don't have one's hand, but they're big and chunky. And like key sets and keyboards, you know, they come in the big cases. They come in large boxes. Like you stack 10 GMK boxes together, and you know you've got a pile like this. I can't fit it on the camera. You've got a pile like this. And you put 2 or 3 of those next to each other, and that's a whole shelf taken up. And we've got something like 1.8 kilometers worth of shelving, and it's all full, or nearly all full. Like, we think we can probably make one racking unit free, based on condensing and cramming stuff together a little bit more in a nice way, but so it doesn't get distorted. And yeah, we're just going to have to see. But it's something for me to face into tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do. But we've got all of the stuff that you've seen on Instagram coming from the other 2 UK vendors. And I've got to find that at home tomorrow and Thursday. And then on the 31st, our next container, so not tomorrow, but on Tuesday, our next container arrives at port. Now, realistically, it's going to take us 7 to 10 days after it arrives at port for it to get here to the PT workshop. But then I have to find space for all that as well. Like, a lot of it will be going out as group buy orders and things like that, but then we have to find space for it as well. So it's a whole thing, but it's something I'm going to face into tomorrow. I've kind of let it percolate at the back of my mind, and I'm going to be looking into it tomorrow, and we'll figure out what we can do. JMS, thank you so much for the 21 months of subs, dude. I thoroughly appreciate that. It says, evening all, hope everyone had a good Xmas. Yeah, really did. Thank you, dude. Right, doesn't sound like a good idea. Okay, I think you guys are talking between yourselves. Thanks, bro. Have to check in on the post stream. How are you going to? Nice. Okay, you guys are getting on with stuff. Cool. Your Kung, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Okay, so that's the latest PT news in a nutshell. Tons of stuff coming in stock. Tons of stuff coming from group buys that will then be in stock. Tons of stuff that's on the website right now that's technically in pre-order but is in stock because we'll ship it straight away. And yeah, more's going to happen over the course of the next few weeks. It's going to be kind of interesting, I think, as we work our way through January as to what that means and how that shapes what we do. Rue is helping me not get pre-divorce, Jay. No worries, man. No worries. It's not long to the wedding now, right? True Blaze, thank you so much for the 25 months of subs as well. I appreciate that. Right, okay. Oh, I didn't want that to happen. So let me just cover off what group buys we've got coming, because there's a few stuffs arriving in the next couple of weeks, which is quite exciting. GMK have told me that in January, Blue Alert, Evil Dolch, and Darling will all ship. All 3 of those will ship in January, apparently. So be on the lookout for those. And if you want to pick them up in pre-order and get the pre-order pricing rather than the in-stock pricing, I would recommend ordering soonish, because those are all coming. In terms of other keycap updates, we've got KKB Instant, MW Asuka, and SL Cypher that will arrive in the container as well. We've also got the KKB Out of Bounds fix kits, so if you're waiting for KKB Out of Bounds, that will be shipped next week, in the next week or so as well. And then all of those will be going in stock, as well as KKB Ski Data Neo. Now, we shipped out Ski Data Neo at the back end, just before Christmas, and that will be going in stock probably the second week in January as well. We're kind of going to have like a big stock drop of everything. In terms of keyboards, we have the Zoom 65 V3s We have the Nessun Studios 810E, the Matrix Mr. Taxi, the Crush 65. We have the final bits for the Loki 65 and the final bits for the Allura 65. I think that might be in the next one, actually. All arriving as well, which means there's going to be a ton of extras for all of those and a ton of group buy order shipping out for them as well. So that's kind of like a huge thing. There's also the Kraken Cap Trio Decimets, which will be shipping out the group buys for and then putting them in stock as well. And there's also the Rubber Hose Decimets, and I think that's everything. Oh, there's some replacement Zoom 75 things as well. Cam Playground is in the next shipment, which we're going straight to in stock. I know the other vendors have had a little while. It was supposed to airship to us, it didn't. It's a whole thing. The next round of PBS blanks, black on black. Sorry, PBS Legend caps, Penguin Belly Slide, black on black will be coming. We've got the Delta R2 Decimats. We have got Delta the keycap set in stock, but the Decimats will be here as well. The Matrix Labs Gators, which was kind of like an F-Row add-on for certain Matrix keyboards, they'll be going in stock as well. We've got MW Pancoon, Milky Way Pancoon, the keycap set for that. That'll be going in stock. We've got Synchronized R2 Decimats going in stock as well. We've got a ton of other Decimats as well, which are in TKL size and 60 and 65% size. It's a Candy Sweep, Mixion, Dark Circus Cinema. I don't know what they look like, I can't remember, but we've got that as well. And then we've also got some more Milky Way sets. We've got Milky Way Asuka, Pavilion, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Frieran? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right as well. All of that is arriving in the shipment as well. So, tons and tons of stuff basically is going to be arriving here in the next couple of weeks. It's kind of nuts how much stuff is happening. Feel like this is PT code. Remember rule 1. Every parcel is a pre-order, darling, I promise. Sure, you can go with that. For a small tip, I'm sure we can arrange to ship in vendor-neutral packaging as well. Remove all aspect of PT stuff. GMK is lightning fast these days. Yeah, it's about 4 months on average, depending on the project, but about 4 months. Fix kits arrived for Nerve. Yes, the fix kits for Nerve arrived the day before we finished for Christmas. The first thing I have to do with those, though, before we can ship them out to the customers who have their Nerve sets already, is count out how many each vendor need. Now, GMK just sent me a big box of these. I need to count out how much needs to go to each vendor, and then invoice each vendor for the shipping of those, because I've already paid for the shipping and the production of them. And then once they arrive here, once they've paid for those, I can then ship them out to the vendors. Like if they need 100, I can ship them 100. If they need 50, I can ship them 50, whatever it is. And then I can put the Nerve sets in stock with the fix kits. So that should be all happening first couple of weeks in January as well. Super excited for Zoom 65. Keen to try the new Hotness maglev. Yeah, we tried to do maglev with Flex 5 years ago now with the Lodestone. We were kind of like the first to come up with the idea, I think, or the first to actually have a physical prototype. I've tried 7 or 8 boards with it since. Not convinced it's the right way to go, but it's cool that it's out there and they've managed to do what we couldn't. Been waiting on the 810E. Yeah, it's a super cool board and I'm excited to get them ready in stock. If anyone's getting a Zoom 65 V3, make sure you update the firmware. Be very gentle with the mounting magnets as they're very brittle. Be prepared for the taillight not to work out of the box. Yeah, well, there have been some issues, but we'll be there to support you guys if anything looks like it needs to work through. Just send all of Oz's stuff to me. Yeah, you pay the shipping though, Reed. You pay the shipping. Piney, hey man, thank you so much for being here. Raider Kid says, Sag, what are you sad for, dude? What are you sad for? Is there any ETA on the Nerve clothing and artisans? No, Bush. So over the Christmas period, I've actually been chasing Chris over at Lube Switches. So I was the lead vendor for the GMK set and the Decimats. The GMK set is done. That's with all the vendors now, apart from the fixed kits, which I'll be sending out either late this week, Thursday, Friday this week, or very first week in the first full week in the new year, the 5th or whatever it is of January, that Monday. The Decimats are being airshipped. We rushed them through production because we wanted to have the key set in hand before we signed off on the Decimats. We've rushed them through production and I've paid an extra $2,000 to have them airshipped to me so I can then distribute them to the vendors, and they'll be going along with the fixed kits to the vendors. In terms of the artisans and the clothing, the apparel, Ashkeebs and myself have been chasing Chris at Loop Switches for an update on those. We have not had an update yet. I don't know where they are. So I'm hoping that he will be able to give us some information in the new year. I hope. Deathmatch are for pre-orders only. Talking Jim Keller. No, there will be in stock left. Deathmatch, yes. There are always extras in stock. Always extras in stock. Yeah, so we'll have a ton of Jim K Nerve Deathmatch left over. Don't worry. We'll probably be able to put them in stock at roughly the same time as the key set as well. So yes, that shouldn't be an issue. Really looking forward to that hoodie. Me too, man. Me too. I've got one of the Nerve hoodies on order as well, so I'm waiting for Chris to just give me an update. I'm sure he's just busy with family and stuff because it's the Christmas and New Year period. I'm sure that's just what it is, and he'll get back to me in the new year, I suspect. So we'll see. Right. Okay, need Baion's Deathmatch? Yeah, they look really cool. They look really cool. Let me see if I've got an image I can share from you. Let me see if I can share an image of the Deathmatch. Pretty sure I got. Pretty sure I have some images I can share. I just need to actually find them. Oh, it might only be. Let me see if I can get these up for you guys, because we did have to sign off on them. Apparently, I have to just sign into something. I won't be a second. As soon as I can get looked into it, I'll be there. Oh man, why is it asking me for all this information? Right, okay. Okay, it's loading. It's just loading. I'll be there in a second, guys, don't worry. So bear in mind that these are not the best images in the world, but it'll give you an idea of what they look like. Okay, let's flick over onto here, and then okay, so these are real pictures of the Deathmatch, of course in manufacturing conditions, but as you can see, they all came out looking super cool and really nice. So I don't have the fourth picture to hand, but all of the details came out as like this is basically the picture zoomed in, but you know, they all came out with really cool details on. There are limits to the resolution of the images, unfortunately, but yes, they're all done, they're all ready to go, and they'll be with us pretty soon. All right, close those down because I don't need them. Cool. How does Jay sleep after drinking coffee at 8 PM? Quite well, to be honest, dude. Quite well. Did you hear about the Evolve group buy? No, what happened with that? The Evolve is a really cool keyboard, so I hope it did well. Any info on DCS lamp red alert? Yeah, okay, so there's a bit of an issue here. I'm not fully up to date because I haven't been working over Christmas and New Year. We got the sets just before Christmas. The issue was that the child kits that were supposed to be made for the beige base kits were made for the white base kit instead of the beige one. So I know that Manu has been speaking with Melissa at SP to get that fixed. I think that we're probably going to get those around mid-January, mid to late January, and then once we have them, we'll just ship out all the orders there. So it's been a bit of a frustrating time. Alex, thank you so much, Mr. Alex Otos, for the raid. I thoroughly appreciate it, and welcome, guys. We're just talking about some keyboard drama at the minute. So there's been some issues with DCS lamp and red alerts. Signature Plastics manufactured a lot of the keycaps in the wrong colours for the child kits, and they are currently in the process of fixing them, and we should get them mid-January, which means that most vendors should ship out the group buy by the end of January. I do have two other vendors' keycaps here. I've forgotten which vendors it is. Latam Keys and it's Delta Keyco as well. I need to wait until their fix kits come in before I can send them their base sets and things. But as soon as those arrive, we'll get them out. So it should be by the end of January, do a dot. There will be an update on Notion once I'm back at work properly on Monday, tomorrow. So you can expect to see that there. So there we go. Look, guys, he made in the heart in the milk just for us. Yeah, this is the heart in the milk. The kind of the latte has kind of like gone a little bit now, but yeah, heart in the milk just for you guys. Just for you guys. Would be down to buy the white child kits if they're for sale instead of the beige ones. Yeah, we'll see. Nothing confirmed on that. It depends on what Signature Plastics might want them back to reuse the plastics or something. We don't know. Who did the custom MX Master 3? This is a custom MX Master 3 with our Twitch subs logo on. Oops, wrong, clicked the wrong thing. With our Twitch subs logo on. SPC Rise Up. It was done here in the UK by Leonardo da Mouse. He does a lot of my mouse customization here in the UK and painting and stuff, so yeah. Been a pain in the ass in certain projects. Lots of projects have been pains in the asses recently. I am well aware of it. If you like hearts and letters, you can buy Jay's signature coffee from here. Thank you for doing the shilling for me, Oz. Yes, I do have my own coffee company. And Mr. Gimp has shared Leonardo da Mouse's Instagram as well, if you guys want to pick up a mouse from him. Why not a little bit of coffee stream? Do you know what, True Blaze? I actually want to set up a camera, because the coffee station here in the workshop, so just at the side of me, there's a glass window that looks out onto the actual prototypist workshop floor. And right underneath that is where the coffee station is. That's where my Londinium espresso machine is, my grinder, where we keep our beans, where I keep the milk and do all the latte art and everything else. And it would be really easy with just one cable through the wall to kind of like have a secondary camera or a tertiary camera down there to record me making my pre-stream coffee. So I kind of like been toying with the idea of just making that hole in the wall, putting one cable through, and then at the start of each stream, instead of having the starting soon page, which is this one, you'd actually have me just making a coffee in the background. Maybe we could do that. I don't know. Maybe we could do that. He closed commissions a while ago now. That's a shame. I didn't realise that. But yes, we could do a coffee stream at some point as well. I want to do more workshop streams. You might remember years ago, I used to have full-on camera setups in the workshops. When I was making things on the laser or packing orders and stuff, we used to have the camera set up. We did it for the JL1 QCs a couple of years back, where Mel and I just streamed for a couple of hours whilst we were QCing boards, and we showed you guys the faults and stuff as we came across them. So it might be something that we bring back. I want to do more streaming and bringing back some of those really cool kind of like workshop streams where we make stuff like physically. You can order a plate on stream and have me physically cut it next to the laser, and you can see your plate being made and all of the stuff that I have to do to make it. Maybe we can do that. If you guys be interested in doing it, we can bring that back. Stream is brewing. Yeah, stream is steaming. Maybe. I don't know.
Incredible.
Maybe. We'll see, Mitchum. We'll see. I still remember my keyboard having a Leonardo da Mouse Logitech Superlight at minus 50% on Black Friday before they went completely down. I think from the GMK Galaxy collab. Looked very nice. Yeah, I think we still have one in stock. Hold on. Let's flick over and share browser. So, I should do the whole shill thing a bit more often. Everyone's here from Alex Soto, so I feel a bit self-conscious about shilling my own website now. But, you know, we've got a ton of stuff in stock, more GMK than you can shake a stick at. Pretty much everything. I think we still do have one Leonardo da Mouse in stock. Let's just search for Leonardo. Does that find it? Oh, it's Leon, not Leon. There. So, yeah, so the Galaxy mice have sold out, but we do have still one DCS Reaper mouse. This is still in stock and sat on our shelves, and it has been for some time. I know it's expensive. I don't know what mouse it is. Oh, yeah, it's a Logitech Superlight. Let's put this at 50% off just for the stream, and I'll drop a link into chat in a second. Because it's been sat on our shelf for maybe 3 years now, I want to say. So if anyone is interested, you could pick this up. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it 50% off. hold on. I need to do that. I need to do that bit of math. 239.17 divided by 1.2. Oh, divided by 2, sorry, not 1.2. 119.585. Okay. And we'll refresh it in a minute, so you'll see that will come up at 50% off when the website decides to update. It'll take a minute, but well, there you go. So it's 119.58 excluding VAT. So if you're not in the UK, you'll pay this price. If you're in the UK, you'll pay that price. Purely just because of sales tax in the UK has to be included. But 119.58. There you go. That's what you'll pay. So you have 2 sticks to shake. Nice. Congratulations on having 2 sticks. Do you roast coffee too? Yeah, I have my own roastery where we roast coffee. It's kind of like a shared business, but another business roasts coffee beans for me to our flavors. I can show you that, guys, in a second. So if you wanted a customized Leonardo da Mouse, that is now in stock, and it does look as good as it does on here. So yeah, it's a really stunning bit of kit. It is really, really cool. It was designed for DCS Reaper, but yeah, you get it. Yeah, Jay's Roastery. This is where we roast our specialty coffees. So we have 3 types. The Classics Blend, which is more of a darker roast if you prefer that. If you're a little bit older, people tend to prefer those roasts because that's what they grew up with. Fiction Blend is what we use as a house coffee in local coffee shops. So what I'm drinking right now is the Fiction Blend, which is a little bit more of a medium kind of roast. And then the Sci-Fi Blend is a medium to light roast. We do have a light roast coming and a decaffeinated roast as well coming very soon. I couldn't think of the word for it then. So those should be kind of end of January, early February we'll be launching those. So we'll have 5 coffees in the range as well then. So yeah. Website is also going to get a massive facelift towards the back end of January, early February, because this was very much an alpha website. We were roasting coffee for coffee shops, and there just happened to be some leftovers, so we decided to sell it to the keyboard community, and all of that is now going to become an actual true kind of retail website where we'll put everything in. So yeah. Anyone know where the desk pad's from? Yeah, this desk pad was one we had in stock a while back. This was the coffee desk mats. I think we've sold out of them now, though. I don't know if any other vendor has them in. Let's see if that brings it up. Yeah, coffee break desk mat. This is the one. As I say, it is sold out now. We don't have any left in stock, but it is really cool. So if you can find it at another vendor, it's really nice. So there you go. Coffee break was the name of it. There you go. Paging Timo for that mouse. Why was he? Was he after it? Was he after that mouse? He failed to buy the novelties for DCS Reaper. I remember that. I do remember that. Where's my footstool? Oh, it's just miles under the desk. Hold on. Let me grab my footstool. And Ozkilane was there as well. Hesitate, absolutely. That command doesn't work here, but it does work on the Discord. Okay, so yeah, so that's the website. We've also got a ton of stuff going in stock in the next couple of weeks. And if you're interested, you can pick up some of the JOG keycaps. If you haven't seen these already, this is my personal take on what good beige die subs at a cheap price should be. I'm really proud of them. There's a ton of compatibility as well, so you can kind of like get full ANSI, UK ISO, numpad, split space bars, the cool Windows keys, and it's probably one of the cheaper die subsets on the market. It's only 38 quid plus VAT, but this is the closest you can get to OG cherry die subs that aren't OG cherry die subs, and they're a fraction of the price as well. So those are in stock, ready to ship, ready to go. If they sell well, I'll try and see if I can get some regional vendors around the world for the next time. Why does it show up as saving money, but the discounted price is more? So this is a VAT thing. So Shopify's crap. And basically what you've got here is you've got $45.98, which is £38.32 without VAT. This price here is what the historic price would be pre-VAT. So you're comparing the 38.32 against the 41.65. So it was 41.65 and it's now 38.32. That's where the discount is. Unfortunately, Shopify is just really crap and it doesn't account for that when you've got VAT added. It only shows one VAT inclusive price. So if you're not from the UK, you won't see the VAT inclusive price, but you will see your VAT at checkout if you're in the EU. And there's nothing I can do about it. I can't fix that, unfortunately, because Shopify won't allow me to. The part of the store that is calculated in is completely locked down, as far as I can tell. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. You could have just left the explanation at Shopify's crap. Yeah, it's one of the... I mean, you've not got much choices. You've got Shopify or WooCommerce and a couple of others. Squarespace, WordPress. None of them are great. Right. Okay, we're at that point though. If there's something in stock that you are thinking of buying and you think it's a little bit too expensive or you want a bit of a discount on it, now's the time that you can tell me, because what I'm going to do is create some live discount codes for people watching on the stream. These won't be advertised anywhere else. They're just for you guys right now watching, and they will expire when the stream ends. So if there's anything that you guys want a discount on, Ogem, I think you were asking for a discount on something earlier. Post it in chat now. If I can do a discount on it, I will, and then you guys can put the order in. I think that's the best thing. So let me know in chat if there's anything you're thinking of picking up. But yeah, if I could fix Shopify, the way it handles VAT is one of the first things I would fix. They do have a new solution, all-in-one solution that they've just put live. I had to opt out of because it would have broken how we sell to EU customers. But I'm hopeful that their new solution will be updated soon. So we'll see. You're worried that the board won't sound like the original prototype, the Synovia? Well, we'll see. I've never built the original prototype or the original run of boards. I've only built this one. So, yeah. It's not that the EU customers are pesky. It's that Brexit was bad, right? That's the ultimate upshot of this. Brexit was a terrible idea for the UK. I still don't know why we did it. And I wish that we hadn't done it. But we're in a post-Brexit world now, and we have to live with the choices that past UK made. And where it's left us is like there's a weird kind of like in-between phase where if you want to sell to the EU, you can just sell and ship, and customers can have their import duties, and that's fine. But that's a terrible experience from a customer perspective. Like, they don't want that, and that would reduce EU sales if we went to that model. But it would make it very easy from a Shopify front, because I'd just turn tax off in every country apart from the UK and not ship everything through IOSS. Instead of that, we are registered in the EU as an EU taxpayer. We have a member of staff on payroll in the EU. Hello, Manu. So that we can to comply with the rules and regulations. We charge VAT and collect VAT for EU sales. Then we ship it via IOSS, which is kind of like a one-stop shop for EU VAT stuff. We then pay the EU the VAT to each individual country on a quarterly basis based on whatever we've sold to those individual countries, which is all of the individual countries. We have to track each different country's VAT rate. So, for example, Germany's 19%, but I think Poland is 27% or something like that. We have to track all of those. And it's just kind of like a whole big thing. And then you try and implement that into Shopify, and it's not good. It's not good. It's not great. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Built-in force break. We'll have a look at the board in a minute. Pesky EU user. You're not pesky, Bazooka. I want to make it easy for the EU customers. Like, it's worthwhile me doing all of the work to try and to get it to be correct. What plate does the new Synovia come with? I haven't opened it yet, so you will see with me what plate I have in the kit. I just know I have the orange keyboard because I looked at it very briefly on stream a week ago, so you'll see everything with me. Sorry, you've asked 5 times. Sorry if I've missed your question, Fnizzy. I really apologize. I really apologize about that. 23% actually, 27% would have me. I do know, apologies, Carathoctor. I do know that one member state is 27%, but I don't know which it is. I thought it might have been Poland. I apologize if that's not the case. For me, being able to pay i.e. VAT at checkout is a blessing and avoid additional charges from the courier, etc. Yeah, we handle all of that. And like you guys only see, like we do subsidize the cost of shipping to EU countries. We subsidize about 50%. So when you get to checkout and you see the payment for the shipping cost, we've already subsidized about 50% of that cost. So yeah, and it should be starting to get a little bit cheaper going into the new year as well. Got to love paying the courier to tell me the tax I owe. Yeah. Hungary is 27%. It might be Hungary I'm thinking of then, yeah. Swiss peeps pretty much pay VAT, but with just imports. Yeah, so Switzerland isn't in the EU, right? I think, which means that we can't ship there via IOSS, so we just treat that as a non-EU country, I think. I'll just check that, because that... I think... Okay, so they're part of the single market, but they're not an EU or EEA member, which means that our IOSS doesn't work there. So we would have to register in Switzerland as a single entity to be able to charge the correct tax there. So we can't do that at the minute. Yeah. Yeah, not in the EU. I just wanted to double check I was correct. Denmark is 25%. Yeah. Northern Ireland, the country in the EU for UK vendors, and in the UK for one of the EU vendors. Life is great here. One EU vendor won't ship to GB, but will to Northern Ireland, KW. Yeah, I mean, it is a mess. It is a mess. Northern Ireland is kind of like a really difficult, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a difficult situation because depending on how you look at it, it is in the EU or it is in the UK, and there are two different ways of looking at it. The way most couriers see it is that it's not in the UK and it is in the EU. But the way the most EU couriers see it is that it is in the UK and not in the EU. It's bizarre. We got 350 million a week for the NHS. Did we? Did we now? Did we? Avoid the politics. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you didn't ask me something 5 times? Oh, apologies for nizzing. I thought you'd asked me something. I'd missed it. And then I thought you were just saying in chat that you were getting frustrated with me for not answering you. It was on a bus, so it must be true. I can put a lot of things on buses if you'd like. If I could go back to pre-Brexit, I would. Let's put it that way. The other thing that I've always said as well is that if Scotland decides to secede from the UK and rejoins the EU, prototypists will move across the border. Like 100% that will happen. I will just move the company across the border. So yeah, so we'll do that. SPC logo on a bus? Sure, I can do that. Jay's Wenger bus when? Soon. Can we get a bus for PTCon? Sure. Sure, we can do that. with an SPC logo on the side of it, right? Moving to Scotland is a bit easier than moving to Northern Ireland. The thing is, if I move to Northern Ireland, then the UK customers will be technically importing it. So that would just kind of, that's not a good idea. I'd have to open up a separate Northern Ireland entity. Put the workshop on a bus, make it real. Yeah. You'd need a big bus to fit all of our stock on it. Like a big bus. Like, you'd need a train. You couldn't do it on a bus. You'd need a train. Move to Valencia, easy. Yeah, yeah, maybe. If I was going to move anywhere in Europe, it would be Andorra, because that's where I'd like to go and ski. And I haven't been for years now, but that's where I'd go. If you move to independent Scotland, they'd be importing too. No, I'd just drive over the border with all my stuff, Reed, because they couldn't police it, and I'd ship it from a separate warehouse. Like, that's what I'd do. I'd just literally, like shipments, like someone would go in the back of the van, and I'd meet the DHL van on the corner, somewhere over the border, and yeah, we'd figure something out, I'm sure. I'm sure if I gave a bottle of wine to the DHL driver each week, we'd be fine, right? We'd be fine. Imagine companies just driving across an unpoliceable border. Oh wait, yeah, right. Workshop bang on the border, split down the middle. Yeah, so if they look on one side of the workshop, it's in Scotland, and the other side's in the UK, in the EU. Become the first Swiss vendor. Yeah, like I don't think we sell much to Switzerland. I'm gonna guess that Switzerland isn't big on the custom keyboard market. Either that, or I've just not tapped into that resource yet. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of EU vendors already anyway, so I wouldn't want to step on their toes any more than we already do. Anyway, if there's anything in stock right now that you guys want a discount on, that you would like to have a discount on so that you can make the purchase today, let me know, put it in chat, and I will put the discounts up for until the end of the stream, so you can pick something up, okay? And we'll try and do really nice discounts. My feeling when I have to ship parcels to my brother in London to ship to Northern Ireland, yeah, I hear you. MV Expo. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at MV Expo. I was googling Switzerland. Is Switzerland in the EU? Let's see if we can do a discount at MV Expo. Yeah, okay, we can do a discount on that. Let me set up a discount code for you. Okay. I can do a 30% discount on that. I really shouldn't do a 30% discount on it, but I'm going to do a 30% discount on it. Okay, anything else you'd like a discount on? Okay, the code is there. That's the code, last 24 strim. We'll get you the discount code. So if I add that to cart now, oh crap, I've got a lot of stuff in the cart. View cart, what else have I got in here? Oh, I was playing around with stuff. Remove. If I go to checkout now, you're going to see the PT address, but that's fine. Apply. Boom. 30%. Wait, did that apply? There you go. 30% off. 30% off. There you go. Boom. Look at that big difference it makes. I do get emails from myself, yeah. I do get emails from myself, yeah. Hi Jay, do you know if there will be another Diamond Avalon group buy? I don't know if they will, Farhanius, but we do have some more of that type of switch coming in stock at some point in the future, so yeah. Is there any in-stock GMK sets with a 40... I off the top of my head, I don't know. Now, what I will say is in January, our contextual filters will go live, so you'll have filters here on the website where you'll be able to pick from base kits and 40s kits and international kits and stuff. I don't know if Gadgetoid's link that he created that scrapes our site and messes my stats up will tell you that, but I think there will be. Wishlist here. The wishlist works. You can use the wishlist now. The wishlist should be on the website. Absolutely, it's there. So yeah, the wishlist should work. Look, it's here. Look. And you should be able to add to your wishlist. Look, there you go. Was in Jay's wish list. Oh, so when it was in my wish list, this is where I was testing stuff. So these are sold out because this was the reflection. I was testing whether a code worked for that, and then the other one was if you could put group buys in it. So these are just holdovers from when I was testing stuff, and I've just added that now. Well, I do own that set, so yeah, that should all work. That should all work. Yeah, but yeah, the wish list features there. 40s kits though, I don't know. I genuinely don't know what 40s kits we'd have off the top of my head, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, okay, so that's that. If anyone else comes up with anything they'd like a discount on, we've so far got 30% off of MV Expo during the stream. So if anyone wants to pick up MV Expo, you can. It's a pretty cool set. But if you've got anything else you'd like a discount on, let me know and I'll try and create a discount code for you as well. Yeah, MV Expo. Banger of a set. We've got this on one of the JR1 prototypes and it looks just so good. It looks really good. Absolute banger of a set. Look at that. Max Voltar is the daddy. Gadgetoid deleted his website because the scraping was especially obnoxious. Oh, dude, I didn't ask you to delete it. I thought you'd left it up. Reinstate it if you can. Buy MV Expo, you will not be disappointed. Yeah, it's a really, really cool set. I sadly don't have any more of the Salvan Artisans. In fact, we sold out before I managed to get one, but then when I visited Max Voltar in August, he had one and he gave it to me, which is really, really nice of him. So, yeah, really cool set. If there's anything else you'd like a discount on, let me know. There's 30% off MV Expo right now. If you put in chat what you want a discount on, I'll try and give you a discount on it anyway. Right, okay, now we've done all of that, it's time to get rid of the browser, because it's time to start looking at the keyboard we're going to build today. Max Voltar saved my family from a house fire. Doesn't surprise me, man. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. A lot of time for him. Okay. Right. Let's put that out of the way. Right. So, before we do build it, I actually have some quick keyboard chores to do. So we unboxed Tribal on stream last week. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. And it's time to put Tribal away in a box so it can go on my wall of keycaps that you can see her over here in the background. Okay, so let's turn on the label maker. We have GMK CYL Tribal. And this will be in stock next week sometime. Once Sharon's back at work next week, she'll be working on getting this in stock. PBT fans, Retro 100 base and 40s. Yeah, I can add those to the discount. Cool. There's 30% off all of the PBT fans Retro 100 keycap set as well. Let me grab the link for that. There you go. Is the Synovia going to come with the desk mat and other accessories? I don't believe so, no. Okay, there you go. But Retro 100 is now in stock. Okay, so we're just going to label up this box and put the keycap set in there. I'll also put a label on for the different kits we've got, which is base and novelties. I don't know off the top of my head, Ray. We have so much in stock that I have no idea of everything that we have. If you want to check it and tell me, then let me know. And for this we've got base, and then we want an icon for a slash, novelties. Yeah, I mean, if we have them, Ray the Kid, then I can probably do you a discount on them. We have got relegendables on there. But I don't know if they match Hand of Age. They probably would actually. Yeah, the standard GMK relegendable should match Hand of Age. Okay, let's get these in here. Wishlist hasn't been there on my phone since the new website, but it might be an Android Firefox being silly. Oh, okay. I don't know if it works on Android. It might just be a PC desktop thing. But yeah. Modern Materials, so discount with push money. I can't do a discount on Modern Materials because it's already at cost price pretty much. Like there's no margin on that. Like I would be paying you to take it out of my hands. So I can't do a discount on that, I'm afraid. It was on pre-order pricing for a long time. But it's now in stock, I think. In fact, let me check it. Oh no, it's still on pre-order pricing. It's still on, so it's already got a discount applied. You've already got a discount on it as well if you buy it today. 29%. So yeah, I can't give you another discount because it's still on pre-order pricing. It's technically in stock though, so if you order it today on the pre-order, it will ship out tomorrow. So yeah, you'll get it in a few days' time. U9 and L9 relegendables are in stock. Yeah, I thought they would be. Yeah. When are the play trays coming? They're arriving at our from the manufacturer at our warehouse in China this week, I believe. So they'll be in our next shipment, which leaves at the end of January, just before Chinese New Year. Neo 75 CU. Yeah, they should be in our next shipment. I don't think they made it into the current one, but I think they're pretty much at our warehouse in China right now, waiting for shipping over, which will leave close to the back end of January. Tribal box set is awesome. Tribal as a whole set is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely check it out. Again, it's one of those sets that's in pre-order right now, but it's technically in stock on the shelves, ready to go. So yeah, we just haven't updated the listing because of Christmas and New Year, so it'll be put in stock towards the week commencing the 5th, I think. But it is literally in stock and will ship straight away. So. Tribal box art is phenomenal. It's just so good. Look how good that is. Okay, so that's tribal done. Did you say batch 2? I thought the group buy batch was number 5 based off the Notion site, but I'm surprised if it's batch 2. I don't know what you're talking about for their Vault C. I don't know which set you're talking about. Anyway, that's tribal done. Good Sunday to say things. Nice. Okay. The other key set that I have to put away today is, because this has gone in stock recently, I bought the new version of Carbon round 3 off the store. GMKCYL Carbon R3. You can use that for Synovia. Well, there's actually 2 choices for Synovia. I'm going to give chat 2 choices for which key set to put on Synovia. This is one of them, and you'll see the other one in a second. And for this, we've got base novelties. Oh. And we've also got the international kit. Hi, my brother. Hey, man. Thank you so much for being here. Nerve. I have Nerve on this keyboard right here. The fixed kits have just arrived for this, and Nerve will be shipping out in the new year and going in stock in the next week or 2 as well. If he puts Nerve on an orange Synovia, I will leave. Oh no, if I made this one too long. No, I think it's just gonna fit. Okay, let's G&K Carbon Classic. Yeah, this is the round 3 version. If you haven't seen Carbon before, it's a really cool set. It's got some cool novelties as well. That Nerve set would be great for a Cyberpunk themed keyboard. Absolutely would be. It'll be in stock in a week or 2's time. Keep an eye on the Discord server for announcements on when we put it in stock, but it's not too far away. Sacred Timeline looking a good shout out for Carbon enjoyers. Yeah. You really like the alternative base they did for Carbon? Yeah, that sold out straight away. When we put this in stock a couple of weeks ago, the C database sold out pretty much straight away. Oh, I did not mean to rip off the GMK tag. Anyway, this is the international kit. Can I ask why you don't leave them in the original box and use it as a display work instead of putting it in boxes? Do you want to know why? you want to know why? Because of how many sets I have. Like, hold on. I will show you why I don't keep them in the original boxes. I will show you 100% why I don't keep them in the original boxes. One, the original boxes get damaged over time. But two, because of the amount I have. Let me put on the big light for a second. Let me show you why. This is why. Hold on. Let me. Is the camera gonna follow me? No. Hold on. Let me move the camera over. Nope. Wrong thing. Come on, camera. Where's the control? Come on. Give me the controls. That's why. Okay, that's why. Let me go turn the light on. And that's just the GMK stuff. That's just the GMK stuff.
Incredible.
It's just the GMK stuff. That is why I don't keep them in the boxes. Takes up too much space. Okay. I know what you mean. I'm trying to keep the ones with the nice box artwork. Yeah, like there's a few that we do keep the box artwork of, but like it's just not possible to keep the box art for everything, unfortunately. There's just too many good boxes these days as well. Please hold as an ad. I can't see or hear. You can rewind the stream, I'm sure. You can rewind the stream. I'll need that in a second. A little bit messed up. You're a noob here, Iron Duck? Dude, join the Discord below. The link is at the bottom of the thing, or you can do !Discord in chat and it will give you a link to the Discord, I think, and then you can come and talk to all of the cool people that are frequently in the PT server. Yeah, like different manufacturers have different box sizes, that's true. There should be a cheaper option with no extra boxes, just a set. I mean, they wouldn't be much cheaper. It'd be like £2 or £3 cheaper. But most people who have the sets want the boxes, and we'd have to ship them in something. So, you know, it is what it is. And us uncool people. There is no one uncool in the PT Discord, I can guarantee you. Now this is one of the keycap sets we might be using today on the board. We'll see. GMK Carbon R3 Base Novelties International. And then the final set that I have to go through to put into a box today is another one that's coming in stock in the next couple of weeks. And that is KKB Ski Data Neo. I dread to think how much that weighs. You mean the shelving with all the GMK sets on? I've never weighed it, I couldn't tell you. A couple 100 kilos. This is KKB Ski Data Neo. With the free UK ISO kit. You buy this set when it goes in stock, you get the free UK ISO keys. Even if you're not in the UK, you get the free UK ISO keys. Banger set. It is absolutely banger set. I think we got the extras for the group buy sets for this shipped out just before Christmas, and extras will be in stock pretty soon. This is from Typo Works, but it's a rehash of classic. Also, sadly, in full stream order. Yeah, I think we shipped them all out just before Christmas, so but this is another really, really cool set. Look at that. Is that custom strap on your Speedmaster? No, this is one of the Swatch Speedmasters. I have pretty much all of the collection of these, and I wear them every day. So this is just the Swatch one. I do have a couple of other Speedmasters, but I wear this one pretty much exclusively. Where do you get the tubs you use for keycaps? So these came from a UK supplier. I had to buy 1,000 of them at the time from the manufacturer to get good pricing of them. I have looked at putting them in the stock, but they don't ship well. So I just go for, if I was just any customer, I'd just go for really useful boxes here in the UK. They're probably the best option. Let's get a box ready for this one. This is the brand though, All Store. This is where I bought them from, All Store. But I had to buy 1,000 of them to get good pricing. Thanks for the link, Oscar. And yeah, those are the really useful storage boxes that are pretty good. I think the 0.9 litre ones will store a full GMK set. These are 1 litre and they store a full GMK set with child kits. Omnitype sells similar containers. Yeah, he does. Yeah. The problem with these ones is you try and sell them, and they don't stack inside of each other because of the shape of them. They don't. So you for like 3 of them, if people buy 3, you end up with a massive box. And in the UK, it's too big to go via Royal Mail, so we end up having to ship them via UPS. And for something that costs £2, people don't want to pay the same again in shipping. So they were just never a good option for us to sell. But like. Yeah, I think they would have been £2 plus VAT, so £2.50ish, something like that, if we'd have been able to put them in stock. But they just you'd end up paying £6 in shipping for them, so it wouldn't have been great. As I say, I invested in 1,000 of these when I first started collecting stuff seriously, and that's why I have so many of them. And you know what? I'm kind of glad I did, because it kind of fits the whole wall nicely now. Do this a layer at a time. Does have the cool awesome keys as well. Spray face burst with support as well. Okay, this will be in stock in a couple of weeks' time. I do have the old GMK set of this as well somewhere, but I'm not sure exactly where that is right now. It's not over there because I looked for it earlier on. I think it's on a keyboard at the minute, so that's something I need to find as well. You bought 2 different sets of Ski Data, MT3 and KKD. Nice. Yeah, I have an original run from the Ski Data keyboard that it was taken from, which were produced by Cherry or GMK molds as they are now. And then I bought the original run of the GMK set, 2016 I think it was, which is what I have part of over there, but I think the rest of it's on a keyboard at the minute. And then now I have the KKB version as well. Cool. So that is keyboard chores done. I can now clean up the desk mat a little bit. It's covered in bits of GMK wrapping. Okay. And now we can take a look at the keyboard we're going to do today. So, from a switch point of view, we're going to use these. These are Gateron X switches, lubed with 205 grade 0. These were lubed by Matt, the Pokemon kid here in the UK for me. We're going to use Knight V2 stabilizers. These are the standard V2 stabilizers. Those are stabilizers we're going to use. Top tier switch, yeah, one of my favorites. And then here is the keyboard. So let's show you guys what this looks like. So this is the case, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we should be restocking the Knight stabilizers pretty soon as well. Just waiting for Manu to chase that up for me in the new year. And then in terms of the keyboard kit itself, we have our solder PCB, which we'll need in a few minutes' time. We have some feet. And then here we have the keyboard itself. And it does come in this lovely orange and black colorway, which just looks so cool. So we'll get this out of the way and then we'll take a look at the keyboard in a second. So it does have a black plate in there. It looks like aluminium. Someone asked earlier on what plate came with. It does look like a black aluminium plate. Let's just pop. This is a very, very pretty colour. Look how it shines. Look at that colour. That is absolutely stunning. We'll be good. We'll be good. The issue I have is the stream lights here are so bright that like you can see the reflections in my glasses. Like I can't see what I'm doing often, which is slightly frustrating. But here you go. Here's the orange. Look at that orange in colour. Look at that colour. Look at the design here as well. Look how nice that is. Side profile. Some really cool machining here. Like to get into this point, super, super cool machining. Yeah, side profile looks great. Front profile looks super cool as well. Has this nice black edging showing. I don't think it's the same as the N-Works. Pretty sure it's not. Orange is quite possibly my favorite color. We've been doing orange keyboards for years though. Like I have the original Lodestone prototype here that we did in orange. So I think this is the same as the N-Works because I think they did it at the same factory. But this is a color that we had them make in 2017, 2018, I think, when we did this. This is a Lodestone maglev board. This is the prototype for it. So you can see the oranges are slightly different. This one's a little bit more orange, if that makes sense. If I show you the difference in lights. This is also a little bit more matte. This is a little bit more shiny. But yeah, orange has been one of my favorite colors on keyboards for years. Why does this feel like McLaren? It kind of does. This does look like the McLaren kind of design language here. I know Baron's doing his own board. So yeah. So here's the base. We're going to peel off the film. You can see what my hand got underneath the film, and it does have fingerprints on it. Let's quickly get rid of those. Oops. Quickly get rid of the fingerprints, but there you go. Super sleek, super sexy, nice finger holds to pick the board up with. The way that this lip here is proud of the board as well, super nice. Like coming down off the curve, this is slightly proud. Super, super nice. I don't know, Alvi, if I'm completely honest. The details for the whole group buy I'm expecting to get next week, so I don't know, is the honest answer. Manu might be able to answer that. Let's get the feet installed. Coffee check. Yeah, so I'm drinking my own Jay's Roastery. This is, it's an hour or so old now, but that was a latte using our fiction blend, which is our standard go-to for coffee shops in the local area. Yeah, all the details next week, yeah. Oh wait, we dropped a foot. How did that happen? There we go. ISO support as well. Yeah, we'll take a look on the motherboard as well. Moonwatch as well. Yeah, it's the Swatch one. Yeah, I've got most of the collection. I think I'm just missing Neptune now. You like the OG design one? That's cool, man. You don't have to like the updated one. I mean, the OG design is a few years old now, and I don't have one, so I can't really comment, but this looks really good. Okay, another feet one. We're just going to use the screwdriver to take out the Baion bolt system here. So these are bolts that are done at a 45-degree angle, so you get plenty of screw purchasing power without having to screw down vertically between keys, which makes it nice from an assembly perspective. Oops. Come on. Is that screw just not quite out? There we go. Come on, screws. Out you come. Where did that go? There it is. Now they're all starting to come out. 2, 3, 4, 5. We are missing one screw. Where did that other screw go? Where did it go? Is it still on the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it has dropped out somewhere. Oh, it's there. There we go. Okay. So in terms of the case itself, the board is top mount. Let's take this plate out. You just don't want them on principle? What principle is that? Doing so far away, Sag? Yeah, we'll get there, don't worry. Not everything can always run at the same time. There has to be a release schedule, otherwise things are going to get compounded and people miss things that they want. There's the plate for you. Nice matte black plate. And then just to take a look at some of the finer details, you do have the Baion logo here, which is the reverse of the Synovia logo just there. And there's also the Baion B just up here as well. On the inside is a little secret hidden away bit for you. Alvi, you'll have to ask Manu for that one, not me. I don't have all of the details to hand, but it is super, super cool. Nice to have it wing keyless as well. Let's take a look at the inside of the board itself. You'll see here that there are the little grooves here for where the FRO goes, which is pretty nice. to give an additional deep sound to the keys there. There's also the text here. It says Synovia Baion genetic system. And then the logo here, and Baion's logo here in the bottom corner as well. This is the Baion logo here, which is the back of the external weight, which now has some fingerprints on it, but that PVD finish is lovely. So yeah. Super cool. You can see the Baion bolt system here. So these are milled into the case, these little wedges. But what it enables you to do is it enables you to have the screw go at a 45-degree angle into these kind of like wedges. And that means you're not screwing straight down, so you get much more purchase between the top and the bottom case. Which is a pretty cool idea. Pretty cool idea. Okay. And you can see that the screws go in here. Just in here, try and catch it in the light. You can see just there, that's where the screws go in. 45-degree angle rather than a straight. Just enables them to connect a little bit nicer. Okay, I'm just going to move the board out of the way and we'll start to build the keyboard up itself. First things first, let's take a look at the PCB. Manu's real MVP, who remembered in the hobby when we're all old and crusty. Finally glad to see something tangible and have hopes of receiving a unit though. Much thanks to Manu. Yeah, it's Manu's doing good work there, and all of the vendors that are involved as well. Here's the PCB. You can see it does use the ribbon cable for connectivity. This is the solder version in this lovely purple colorway with some pretty nice routing. 7U spacebar support only because this is the wing keyless version. I'm not sure if there's a 6U version for the bottom row or not. Does support ANSI. There's no ANSI support. Sorry, ANSI on it. There's no ISO support on this PCB. So whilst the plate does support ISO, I'm going to assume that the plate will support ISO in a future release. Sorry, the PCB will support ISO in a future release. It's only on the plate at the moment. Manu, if you can confirm, that'd be great. Yeah, it's fixed layout PCB to some extent. There's stepped and full caps. The magnetic connectors are great, but you have to buy them in such large MOQs, you can't put them into every project. So whilst you can have them on projects like Neo, where they're producing 10,000 keyboards for each run, it's not as easy to put them into smaller run projects, just because of the cost of doing so. That's going to be changed? Okay, nice, good to know. So the solder PCB will support ISO, just this prototype doesn't. Solder PCB will have better compatibility, cool, yeah. ISO keyboard, yeah, it'll happen, just not for the prototype. So full left shift is the only option here as well. I assume it'll have split left shift. And ISO options for the solder PCB as well. If you blue ball with the universal plate, dude, it's prototype. It's just the prototype PCB. It'll be fixed for the production run. You're not being blue ball, don't worry. I assume that the support that's on the plate will be actually what's included on there. On the final run. Oh wait, we've half used this set of steps already. Do we have it? No, we don't have enough. Hold on, let me grab a brand new set. I thought that was a brand new set. Type Plus, alright. I don't have any of the Type Plus in stock, man. You're supposed to be arranging some more of them. I assume the ribbon cable remains as the original design has a giant cable channel for the JST. I'm not sure. Just makes it impossible to support the keyboard long term. I mean, it should last, 20, 30 years as long as you're not taking it apart anyway. Ribbon cables last a very long time. I wish all boards could do the magnetic connectors, but it's just not. It's not feasible for them all to do it. Like, it's just not. The costs are just so expensive to do the magnetic cables. If you're only doing like a couple of hundred units, I think it's really expensive. Okay, so what stabilizers do we need? We need one for backspace. We need one for ANSI enter. We need one for right shift. We need one for left shift. We need all the stabilizers, and we need one for spacebar. So pretty much the whole gang here today. Why ribbon cable? No hiding support? I don't know. You have to ask the designer which bend. I'm not sure on that decision. I suspect it's due to space inside the case. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you got an issue with the ribbon cable solution, take it up with the designer and Manu. They'll take the feedback on board. I'm just literally building the keyboard today, guys. The decision was not mine, and I was not privy to it being made. So that's definitely a question to take up with Manu and the rest. Okay, we're going to lube up these stabilizers first, though. Always sad knowing you're stuck with one PCB. Well, I guess that really depends, doesn't it? How do we bully the designer? You should never bully anyone. Bullying people isn't the way to get things done. So don't say bully the designer. Just drop Manu a message on Discord or something like that, and I'm sure he'll take a look at it. No one should ever bully anyone for any reason ever. It's never needed. Same vibes as Sapphire, just using a daughterboard to... I don't think it's using a daughterboard to make it more complex for the sake of making it complex. It allows you to get the USB port lower into the rear of the board, and it also reduces the issue of you having an issue with something like that as well, because you can just replace the daughterboard at a later date. Ribbon cables are, you know, standard, so you can just go and buy a replacement ribbon cable if you have a damaged one. You know, there's a million sellers of them on eBay or, you know, AliExpress or wherever you want. So it's always something you can get a replacement for if you need to as well. This is 205 grade 2, a little bit thicker. If you want a Heine compatible PCB, you can check out the PT80 TKL PCBs that we have in stock. They're our own design, but they should fit the same footprint. They're pink, and they're in stock and ready to ship as well. Is that potato mesh? No, this is 205 grade 0 lube. This is Krytox. Is that mayonnaise? Sure. If you want this to be mayonnaise, it's mayonnaise.
Incredible.
Do you have a good Christmas, Jay? Managed to take some time off and relax? Yeah, I had a few days off. I was back in work on Friday, but I had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. Yeah, it was nice to get away for a few days. We did spend a lot of the time at the factory outlets though, which wouldn't be my first choice of where to spend my vacation time, but yeah, it was okay. Are you back in the UK yet, Albie? Or are you still overseas until the new year? We strongly recommend using 205 grade 2 as a mayonnaise substitute. Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can. I can't guarantee that it tastes nice though. What's your top 3 best and top 3 worst things that happened in the keyboard universe in 2024? It's a good question, dude. I'd have to think about it. Top 3 things that happened. Managed to... Well, we delivered the JO2s. That was good. The JO2 group buy fulfilled, which is great. And we got those in stock. There's still some units available. That was really good. Managed to get the JOG keycap set through... full design, prototyping, all those iterations, and then in stock as well, so I was pretty happy with that. I guess those are 2 from us personally. In terms of the keyboard hobby as a whole, it's probably a bit more difficult to put into perspective. The 3 worst things happening: 1, my keyboard failing. That was a big blow to the whole hobby, I think one of the big impacts on us was 2 other keyboard failures as well. MKC, my key club, you know, they owed us high 6 figures worth of boards that we paid for production for and didn't receive, and we've had to write that loss off. That was massive for us. And then also Captus keycaps, they failed to pay for the GMK Euler production, and we'd have effectively paid for it for them because they weren't a GMK vendor. So they sold it to all of their customers, and then we paid GMK for it. And we only had to pay GMK for it because my keyboard with the original lead vendor and failed to complete the group buy on their terms, and then GMK asked me to step in. So when it came to Captus keycaps, they couldn't afford to pay me for whatever reason, blanked me, refused to pay the invoice, but then sent all of their customers an email saying that I would be shipping them their sets because I had them on hand. So then I had no choice but to ship out all of the hundreds and hundreds of US orders without ever getting paid for them. So those customers paid for their sets, but the vendor never did, and I had to pay for the sets and pay for the shipping to the US for every single set, which cost us thousands, like a lot of money. So that was probably the 2 worst things that happened last year. It's, you know, any other vendor in the UK would have been bankrupted by that, I suspect. It's only because of our size that we were able to absorb that cost, and even then it had massive impact on us financially, like so much so that it, you know, stopped me taking a salary for a long time. Lube will not cure an itchy throat. Been a bad year for certain parts of the keyboard hobby, that's for sure. Yeah. I think that's just due to market conditions. Like overall, the market is shrinking, and that's because of a number of reasons. It's not because people aren't interested in keyboards, but because the race to the bottom has kind of like killed the hype for smaller runs of higher priced keyboards. So that's been a massive impact, and we don't see the numbers we used to see for projects, you know, that were a little bit more expensive. The race to the bottom has kind of done that for keycaps to an extent as well. And at the same time, business is not planning for the worst. Oh, I must be young then, Oz. I must still be young. Latam Keys, hey man, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Latam Keys are good. They pay their invoices. Not like Captus keycaps or My Keyboard or RamaWorks or all of the other vendors that have cost me hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds. Val is a frustrating one. Val, I shouldn't pass judgment on vendors that are still in the game, but I would not buy from Vala right now. And that's all I'll say. Brahma not works. Brahma owes me tens of thousands of pounds worth of keycaps. Keycaps that I ended up buying from his manufacturer directly to fulfill customer orders, and then he's never refunded me for. So I don't want the keycaps from him. I'll never get the keycaps from him, but equally I will never get the product from him. I'll never get the refunds from him because he just can't afford to do it. His own staff had to take him to court to get paid. That's how bad it was with Brahma. Okay, stabilizers lubed up. Let's get them into the PCB. That's so sad for his people, not for him. Yeah, it is. It's really frustrating because, as I say, we have a ton of outstanding products that he technically owes us, and we'll never get paid for it. And I've had to buy the stock again from his manufacturer at cost. So I've had to pay for the product twice just to get it for our customers. So like when you consider that, the cost isn't just the cost; it's double the cost. And then, of course, we never got paid back from Captus keycaps. We never got paid back from mykeyboard.eu. There's some other vendors who are still trading that still haven't paid invoices that they've had from us for over a year now. I'm not going to spill any beans on that one, but there are vendors out there that have just not paid us for over a year. And their products are basically on hold until they do pay us. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. If I had to rack up all of the losses that we've made last year, it's probably over £500,000. Probably like $750,000 US. And it's difficult to do business in those kind of terms. Like really difficult. They don't VRUG. They don't tell you why they can't pay. They just don't reply. Like if they opened the dialogue and said, "Oh, dude, I know I owe you 10 grand. How about I transfer you thousand a month, or 1,000 a week?" I'd probably be like, you know what? Like some money's better than no money. Let's figure something out. And the other one we had recently was we worked with a designer to produce a keyboard, and we had agreed what the cost prices were going to be, and then we get the invoice through. And the invoice is for significantly more than the cost price. And he's like, well, I'm deciding that I'm taking 100% of the profits now, pretty much. And it's like, well, we're not going to make any money if we do that. We can't afford to pay it. And whilst we did get the invoice down a little bit, like it leaves us just a little bit stuck in the loop. It's like, well, this isn't what we agreed to. It's not what we signed up to. But I only have a choice of either refunding the customers or paying the increased cost. And it's like, well, it's just massively unfair. But it is what it is. I presume, though, eventually you can just sell the stock. Well, the issue with one vendor who has dodged my invoices for over a year, they've already had the stock offers. They bought it offers. We shipped it out to them, and then they just didn't pay the invoice. Now, they were trusted, and this is where it's probably my fault for shipping it before payment. And we have another project with them that we are not shipping until they paid for it. But yeah, we trusted them. They said, oh yeah, we're good for the money. We're going to pay for it. Same as Captus did as well. You know, Captus were the same. They're like, oh yeah, it's fine, we'll pay for it, there's not a problem paying the invoices, we'll have the money for you, you know, a week or two. And then you just never get a response from them. And you know, I don't know if they could pay at the time they asked for the invoice, if they couldn't, but it's very frustrating when that happens. I'm sure all businesses have elements that are unprofessional, but it's neither a US or an EU vendor. It's somewhere else in the world. It's another worldwide partner. Like if they can't pay, I'd rather they just said, "I'm struggling to pay you right now, Jay. Can we come up with a payment plan?" Like that's all they need to say, and we'll figure something out. Like I'm not going to be unreasonable. and demand the money up front or something like that. But if you do it to me once, you know, I'm not going to ship you the product the second time. So yeah. Latam Keys, you guys are good. You guys are good. I shouldn't really be telling all these secrets on stream. One day when PT is something that I've either sold or closed or don't do anymore, one day I will do a tell-all stream where I tell all of the hidden secrets and stuff like that. You know, we'll see. One day that might happen. So the thing is, you expect people to pay an invoice when you have them. There's a contract in place. You expect people to abide by the terms of the contract. That's what the contract is for. You know, write a book rather than just stream it. I can guarantee that I would get sued if I did that stream. Guaranteed that I would get sued. Okay, so we're going to start popping the switches now. I'm going to just start putting a couple towards the top edge of the keyboard, just here. Just line that up nicely. And then get a few more in. You can do a couple in the middle as well. PT Legal is into the chat. But I'm just saying, like, no industry lasts forever. I can't imagine that, you know, in 20 years' time we'll still be selling and making keyboards. I can't imagine that's going to be the case. I hope it is, but I can't imagine it will be. I've got to imagine that in, you know, 20 years' time we'll have some very different input methods. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Got to remember this is a Wing keyless device, so we're going to miss out the keys here. What I see is a lot of vendors treat their stores as a personal thing and not with that business-minded approach. Yeah, I think you're right. And sometimes that sees them come across as personable, which I hope that we come across as personable as well. But you know, it's not always a great way to do business, because it leaves you open to a lot of things that you probably don't want to be open to. Stop contracting due to shitty people companies not paying despite good lawyer-backed contracts. Yeah, like, I completely get it, dude. I completely get it. To be fair, I used to think about going contracting back in my old program manager days, pre-IR35 and stuff like that, but we'll see. Write a book. I'm not sure I'm the writing type. I actually tried to write something a little while ago on that very topic. I'll get you guys the link. You can feel free to have a read of this if you want. Please don't read it if you don't want to. But I'm not a writer, and you'll be able to tell from the way that this is written is that I'm not a writer. But yeah, this is kind of like one of the topics that we've kind of just covered. It's like a blog post on that kind of topic. It's like, why don't people pay when they should? What does good in business look like? Feel free to have a look if you're interested. The photograph on that page as well is from my recent trip to KlakiCon in the Netherlands. But yeah, I suspect that if I did ever do that stream, I'd get sued. That there'd be a lot of people that would try and sue me. You can just disable the Windows key in games, you know. Like, that's a thing, right? Truth is a defense against defamation. Maybe. But if that truth is behind NDAs, probably not going to work. Either way, it would definitely cost me some lawyer time to get out of it. But who knows? One day we will do. Like, there's a ton of stuff that happens that is just so unprofessional in keyboard world. Like we did a project a couple of years ago with a designer, and they gave us a contract they wanted us to abide by. So we were abiding by that contract, categorically abiding by it. And then that contract stated that their royalties would be paid after all units had been sold, after in-stock extras had been sold and group buy units had been sold. As soon as the group buy had closed and we paid for manufacturing, like we want our royalties now for everything. It's like, no, that's not what your contract says. Your contract says you get all royalties after all keyboards are shipped to customers. That's literally what you asked us for, and that's what we agreed to. I'm like, well, we want all of it now. I'm like, well, I can't give you profits on something we haven't even sold yet. What if it doesn't sell? There isn't a profit, right? You want profit split, not a royalty per unit made. There's a very big difference. So, you know, things like this happen all the time. And one of the fun things about it is that they told us that all the other vendors had agreed to these new revised terms that weren't in the contract. And when I checked, that wasn't the case at all. And in fact, one of those vendors has now since gone bankrupt and never paid even for production. So it's interesting what people tell you to try and get paid when they're not due to be paid yet. Okay, getting there with the switches now. Everything's looking good. We'll be able to get onto soldering in a moment. If you guys have got any questions you'd like to ask me as well, if there's like any question that's burning in your chest and you have to ask it, keyboard related or otherwise. Maybe it's life advice, maybe it's, you know, job advice, maybe it's something else. If you tag me and ask your question whilst I'm soldering, I'll ask any question that you guys can ask, as long as it's stream safe. As long as I'm not going to get banned from Twitch by answering the question, I'll answer any question you guys have got for me. All you need to do is just tag me and ask your question. You like my blog? There's some questionable posts on there, but thank you. I'm a terrible writer, but I like to write. I wish I did more of it. Yeah, any question goes. You can ask anything you like, and as long as it's not going to get me banned off Twitch, I will answer the question for you as truthfully and honestly as I can. Or I'll tell you why I can't answer it if I can't answer it. Okay, and that is us done for switches. There we go. Switches all in the board, looking rather spiffy. Just going to do a quick check to make sure we've got no bent pins. So all I'm doing here is a visual check of every switch, just to make sure that none of the pins are bent and that all the switches are fully inserted through. Okay, we've got one bent pin here. That one fixed. Just checking all the switches, and then once I've checked all of these, we can go on to soldering. Okay, none of you have any questions. Good to know. Good to know. How did I bend so many of these pins? No, you're not chopping. I did see your question. Okay, rest's looking good so far. Okay, we are now good to solder. Grab the soldering iron, and then I'll start asking your questions, answering your questions even. Okay. Squeezed out all of our good questions last stream. Hey man, know, sometimes that's the way it is. Okay, let's go back to the questions. Favorite Super Smash Brothers character? Probably Bowser. I haven't played a ton of Super Smash Brothers, to be honest. I wish I'd played more. I don't have many people to play games with in real life, so yeah, I haven't played a ton of it over the years. I assume there's an online version now, but I haven't played that if there is one. Greatest video game ever created and why? There's probably two for that for me. One is Final Fantasy VII. It was the first Final Fantasy game that really enthralled me back in 1997 when it came out, and it was probably my big introduction to video games. Like, I'd played video games before. I'd played quite a few on the PlayStation since it first came out in like 95 or whenever it was. But that was the game that really made me understand what gaming could be and just how much depth the game could have. Like, it was just so big and so vast and took so long to play, and there was so much to learn and so many mechanics to it that it was just phenomenal. And it kind of blew my mind. The second game that's had a massive impact on me in my personal life was Destiny. And the reason for that was the cooperative nature of it. Like, I remember when it came out in 2014, I had a clan that we used to play with right up until the launch of Destiny 2 and, well, into Destiny 2 up until the Osiris expansion. And just getting together every Tuesday night to play that game, it really taught me what multiplayer games could be about. I'd never got into PC gaming and stuff like that, and every other game I'd played had been pretty much, you know, limited to maybe Burnout, open world kind of stuff, rather than actual, anything with a PvP element that was competitive or a cooperative element to it. So those two games have been the biggest impact on me personally. I probably have thousands of hours in them. I usually play through Final Fantasy VII every year because of how much I love it. So yeah. Let's see if there's any other questions. Did you mod the cheesecake switches in any way? Are they coming back? I haven't modded the cheesecake switches other than to lube them a little bit. As far as I know, they are not coming back, mainly because the other vendors couldn't sell them, and it was only you guys here in the UK that really understood how good those switches were. So I bought pretty much all of the stock from all of the other vendors where it was worthwhile to do so. If I can convince them to do a second round, I will, but I can't cover MOQ on my own. I think it was 250,000 switches for that one. I can't cover that on my own. But if we can bring them back, we will do. It'd be cool to bring them back because they were a great switch. I still have my last stash of cheesecakes here to use. So yeah. What solder wire am I using? This is Kester solder 6040 0.8mm. Kester is the brand, Kester. And it is leaded, yes. I'll take favorite Pokemon as an add-on to favorite SSB character. Probably Eevee. Is probably my favorite Pokemon. My favorite starter Pokemon was probably Squirtle, I think. I actually did put a post up on Instagram about this earlier on. Thank you to Bledin for tagging me in it and letting me see it, because then I reshared it, which is pretty good. But yeah, I haven't played a Pokemon game in ages, actually. Now I've got the Analog Pocket up and running. Maybe that's something I should do in my spare time. Okay. How do I convince my partner that I'm spending an appropriate amount of money on keyboards? Let her spend the same amount on handbags or whatever they're into. That's the easy way to do it. I'll show you the daughter board in a little bit. Finazzy, when we get to putting the keyboard together, I'll show you the daughter board. You're literally playing Bowser right now. Nice. I haven't played Smash Brothers a lot. Maybe I should play it more. I am in the process of designing and building my own arcade cabinet. That's going to run both a Mr. FPGA console, which I built, and also a Hyperspin PC with like a 32-inch TV in it and 2-player controls with 8 buttons each and all of that kind of good stuff. But it's an expensive project, and it's going to be some time before I can afford to have the panels CNC cut, because it's a full-size cabinet that I've designed. So the panels need to be CNC cut, and it's going to be some time before I can personally afford to pay for those. So we'll see, but yeah, got some artwork designed for it. It will be a Final Fantasy VII themed cabinet as well, which is pretty cool, I think. Which solder wire do you use for switches? This is Kester solder, 0.8mm, 6040 leaded solder. I tend to buy it by the kilo because I go through so much of it. Never played 7, but playing the remake now. Yeah, I've not finished the remake. I do need to do that as well. Osiris is so bad. Yeah, the Osiris expansion was when I dropped out of playing Destiny. I did come back for the Witch Queen and some other elements as well. I was actually lucky enough to get to play with some of the Bungie devs. A load of them bought JL1 keyboards off of us back in the day, and when we shipped those, there was an expansion due to come out. So the devs were like, hey, do you want to kind of play the expansion with us on launch day, which was really cool. So I got to play the full expansion with them, and do like all of the story stuff on expansion day. It was the first time that I can't remember what it's called. Was it like advanced or experience mode or whatever it was called? Was done as part of an expansion, so you got like a full highest light level set at the end of doing it or something. I can't remember. But it was really cool to do that, and then I got to do like a raid with Datto and a few other people. We did like a Vault of Glass when the Vault of Glass relaunched and stuff, which is pretty cool. But I haven't played it much since, so maybe it's something I need to get back into this year. But in 2025, I want to try and make more time for myself and spend more time reading, spend more time playing games and doing things that I enjoy rather than just working so much. That's kind of going to be one of the key things for me. Did I play Guns Online back in the day? I did a little bit, yeah. Not much, but I do remember playing it a little bit. Watched stream the other day. Destiny 2 player count on the PC is really dropping off. Is it? That's a shame. I know that now that the final shape is out, and I did play the final shape. It kind of like brings an end to the story. I did get the raid done as well, thanks to Jellymaster and some other super kind people. How many boards left on that spool, you reckon? How many already done? Probably another 100 boards on this spool. Probably 300 done. A kilo goes a long way. You use about 1.5 meters to 2 meters of solder per keyboard. At least that's what I use. So, you know, if you've got like a kilometer long of wire, it takes a while to get through it. Hi Jay, normally I'm sick, I have flu, but glad to see you. Thank you Susie for being here. Missed Final Fantasy VII because PC. Wasn't until Final Fantasy IX that it got me. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a PC at home when I was a kid until maybe 2000. I was in college studying for my A-levels before we got a PC at home. So PC gaming kind of passed me by pretty much largely. We did have an old Commodore, but of course it wasn't on that. I wouldn't really call that a PC either. So yes, PC gaming largely passed me by. It's a shame, but it's just one of those things. Final Fantasy VIII is less good than Final Fantasy VII. I'll die on this hill. No, other way around. Balls. JQ, Final Fantasy VIII is great. It's a great game. It's just Final Fantasy VII was the one that got me into it. Lazy Keiko says, Jay, what career advice would you offer to your younger self or someone who's just starting out? Be bold would be my advice. One of the things that I always did during my career was I played it safe, and whilst that ended up getting me some good work and some good promotions, I could have certainly rocked the boat and been a little bit faster through that kind of process if I'd have known what I know now. There's nothing wrong with being the upstart as long as you're willing to learn and to listen to other people around you that have more experience. So as long as you take that on as learning points and don't just assume you know the correct answer, being a bit more bold with your choices in terms of where you work and how you position yourself and the options you take and the stances you take and learning which battles to fight, I think, that would be what I'd give myself as a bit of advice. Don't be afraid to fight those battles because you might not be able to fight them again in the future. You can join my Call of Duty squad anytime you like, Jay. Thank you, Gemma. I appreciate that. I might hit you up on that. I was tempted to get the Analog Pocket as well. Be interested to see what you make of it. The Analog Pocket is really, really good. I have a Miu Mini as well, which is also really good. But I'd say if you want to go back for the original feeling of playing on a Game Boy and a Game Boy Advance and all of those kind of things, the Analog Pocket is probably the way forward for me. If you just want to play emulated games, then go for something like a Miu Mini, because it's pretty good and you can slap Onion OS on it and have a million different things on there. But yeah, if you want something that actually feels like the OG stuff, Analog Pocket all the way. It's a really good piece of kit. 8 and 9 are just card games with an RPG attached. Final Fantasy, yeah. Legend difficulty, that was it, Mr. Gimp, yes. A Destiny themed keyboard could be so sick. They have a lot of cool IP artwork to borrow elements from. They do, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Got to go, I won't be coming to the warehouse at 11 PM tonight. Have a good stream. See you later, dude. Beloved Kohaku would be a great match with that mouse. Yeah, it would be. The Beloved Kohaku will be on sale in a few days. If you haven't filled out the form over at KLC and said you want to buy it from PT, go do that now. As long as you have the original Beloved base kit. Yeah. I think I have 2 sets of Beloved somewhere. Okay, we're almost there with the soldering now. I'm just going to finish this up and then we'll rattle through your questions and then we'll try the keyboard out and get it all put together, and then you guys can pick some keycaps for it. I like how none of you ask questions that are like dangerous as well in terms of the keyboard hobby. None of you have asked, oh, which vendors are the worst to work with? Which vendors are the best to work with? I do find that quite funny. Okay, soldering done. Let's catch up with your questions. Let's see what you guys were asking, if there's any I've missed. Voltsy says, how did you start PT from a logistics perspective? Did you start out with a small storage lockup, etc.? No, so originally PT was supposed to be an outlet for my personal designs of keyboards, so the JO1, the JO2, GMK Midnight Rainbow, and a few other things in that kind of aspect. That was the original intention for it, and at the time there wasn't really much vendor scene in the UK. And I'd actually spoken to the guys at Mechboards and offered them, some startup capital and said, do you want me to come and work with you guys? We can probably make this quite big. They chose to go their own route, which is fine. And I started up PT. And the original intention was just literally as an outlet for my own projects. That was all it was supposed to be. And then quite quickly we got looped into a few other projects. So we did one of the first projects we did was the mats for the Australian wildfires. So all of the proceeds for production for some desk mats went to the Australian wildfires that happened in late 2019. And that sold really, really well. And then when the delivery of that came and it went to my house, it kind of took up like the garage, it took up the spare bedroom, it took up the home office, it took up the landing, it took up the hallway, it took up the kitchen, and I had no space to pack anything. And quite quickly, when I worked out that we'd got like another 20 products of the same or bigger kind of coming, it was like, I need a workshop. I need some space. And I already had a lockup because I've been collecting classic cars for 20 years or so now. And I had a few cars, and I thought maybe using that space, but it was going to be tight. The landlord didn't want me to do anything change to the property-wise and stuff like that. So I figured, well, let's just move everything into one new space. And I found a unit which is just near where we are. So we actually stayed within the complex. We moved workshops about 2 years ago. But in May 2020, we moved into our first workshop, which was Unit 6. I'm now in Unit 1, which is about 3 times the size, but we were in Unit 6. You can Google us and see on Google Maps where it is. If you Google prototypers keyboards on Google Maps, you'll find us. And that's where I am right now as well. So we were in Unit 6, and it was massive. Like, it was 2,000 square feet or something like that on the floor space, and it felt huge. And within 18 months, we'd outgrown it. Like, within 18 months, I'd had to put a mezzanine in to give us another third of floor space, and we'd run out of space on that, so we'd extended that and made it a little bit bigger and all this kind of stuff. And then 2 years ago, we realized that we needed to move to somewhere bigger, and it just so happened that the company that was in this unit right now were moving out, and I just rang the landlord up and I said, look, they're moving out. That's going to be a harder sell for you to like lease out right now because of the way that things are after COVID and everything else. How about I just transfer my contract and I move to that unit, and you try and rent out this smaller unit? And they were fine with that. We did a little bit of a deal with the rent for a couple of months and stuff like that, and we moved over. And then since then, it's just grown and grown and grown. We moved the mezzanine from one workshop over to the other. We put that in there, and it's just kind of grown from there. But yeah, we started out with like the 2 key things that you need as a vendor is light and space. You need good lighting and you need space. You can't QC things in a small, cramped environment. So if you've got one room, like a spare room at home, and you fill that full of product, where do you QC? You then end up doing it in your kitchen. You then end up doing it on your dining table, and it's just crap from an actual QC perspective. You will miss things in those kind of environments because you're in too comfortable environment. You're in your own kitchen, you'll get distracted, you'll move around, you'll make coffee, whatever. Whereas if you are in a workshop and you have a set room that, like we do for QC and packing, where we have benches all around the outside of the room, and we have kind of like a production line that things go through, you'll find it much easier. So you need that space immediately. Like, anyone who does like full-on QC at home will always struggle. It will take them far longer. We can do 100 keyboards a day here quite easily, QC packed, ready to ship. If we were doing that at my house, we'd do 20 a day. It'd be ridiculously slow. So yeah, I had PC since I was 13. My dad wouldn't let me buy an Atari ST. I did have an Atari 2600. Yeah. What recommendations would you have in the way of full-size keyboards? The Seal, I think you've just missed the group buy, but that was a really good buy. That's a really good option. What temperature do I do my soldering at? For me, on my soldering iron with this solder, 230. Mio Mini is a standout good, way less of a pain than the Android-based MU handhelds and easier to program for. Yeah, if you put the Onion OS on the Mio Mini, it's really solid, really solid. Would you answer if we did? If you asked the question I wasn't comfortable answering, I would tell you why I couldn't answer it, or why I wouldn't answer it. Yeah. What switches is my koala built with? This is built with lavender switches. Who's your favorite vendor to work with? Anyone who pays the bills. No, we work really closely with Novel Keys, Omnitype. They're probably really easy to work with. Oblotsky's really easy to work with as well. Like, Oblotsky and I, we just, like, a lot of the time conversations just click, and he'll be like, oh, this project, MOQ for international kit, yes or no, and I'll just literally send a check mark, and that's it, it's agreed, it's done. And we always have really good communication like that. So Blotsky's really good, Novel Keys are amazing, Mike and everyone else at Novel Keys are really open and easy to work with. Manu, who kind of works for PT as well, and works with a lot of the other vendors, he makes things really easy too. There's a ton of really great vendors. I'm not mentioning them all, but there's a ton of really great vendors out there, a ton. Latam Keys, who's in chat somewhere at the minute, they're really easy to work with. Send them an invoice, they pay it in 2 days. It's great, fantastic. With NK now collaborating with some other companies, i.e. Keycult, does PT have any plans to do any such collabs? And if not, who would be the top 3 to do a PT by insert company here? I can't comment if we do or not, because some things are tied up in NDAs. The 3 that I'd like to do collab, I'd love to do something with Ryan. Well, actually, I'd love to do something with 2 Ryans, Norbauer and NRD Ryans. It'd be great to do something with both of them, because I have a lot of respect for both of their work and things like that. There's some other people I would love to do something with, but I can't talk about yet. So we'll see what happens there. But I can give you those 2 for now. Yeah, S100 looks really good as well. Yeah, the Vertex S100 looks really good. Yeah. Keycult by Novel Keys. Deathface. Wait, do you not like that? Are you not a fan of that? Are you not a fan of Keycult and Novel Keys working together? Keycult, I think, just needed a little bit of help. So that's the PCB all done. I will give this a clean up later on. Let's get the other build stream view back, because it is a little bit covered in fingerprints and some solder and bits and pieces, but it'll do for now. Everything's looking good from the top side. It's time to get the keyboard base back, and let's see if we can't put it all together. And this desk mat now definitely needs a wash. Are you planning on using STR as a manufacturer for possible future projects since Manu's SRT contact, if something if I remember correctly? Maybe, yeah, maybe. We've worked with them on a few things. So yeah, it's absolutely an option for things in the future. Okay, let's flip the top case over. Let's pop the plate and PCB assembly into the case, and then we're going to screw that in. You don't love all of their moves, let's say that. Well, I don't think any company can make every customer happy, so yeah. Any chance on selling PTTP? No. As much as I like a meme, that's a little bit too far, right? That's a little bit too far. But yeah, I'm sure we make decisions that some people don't understand and don't like, but you have to remember that a lot of decisions are made behind closed doors for reasons that will never be made public, and you know, you can't understand some decisions without all the information being present. So I would say that. Okay, so top case, plate and PCB all screwed together, and as you can see, that fixed layout coming in clutch. Looking pretty smart. Okay, so next job is to connect the ribbon cable. This is the bit that I do not like, because the way the streamlights are here, like you see it like this, I actually see it like really reflected up at me, so I struggle to see. Let's see if we can move that out of the way. So yeah, so I do struggle to see ribbon cables in this light, but that should be that. And then we can drop the top case. Down like so. Hold the keyboard together, and then we're going to put these Baion bolts in at an angle. So these go at a 45-degree angle. So you can see that I'm putting that in at that angle. And that's the way that the screw goes to hold the top case and the bottom case together. I'm going to do one in each corner first. Just like so. Yeah. No one wants my signature for a start off, and PTTP just doesn't sound great. Okay, so that is the keyboard all assembled. Looks super good. Let's connect it up and make sure everything's working. This is where nothing works, and I have to take it apart. Let's just grab a switch here up and a cable. We get the Windows noise. That's really good. Let's see if everything works. Okay, everything working there. Well, scroll lock isn't working. We'll have a look at that later. That could be a interesting. We'll come back to scroll lock. Okay, so I've got some hold on. Let's change this to A side. That might make more sense. Yeah, scroll lock's definitely not working. That's all working. There we go. All right, let's go back through here. This is an app called Switch. I've used it for a long time because it's native and you're not reliant on anything in the cloud. Okay, looking good. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, Enter's not working either. Interesting. Now, is this just... Well, both the shifts are wired to the wrong side, but that's fine. And maybe that's an FN key. Oh no, Control is working. Okay, so I think Enter and Scroll Lock are the two keys that aren't working. Let's see if we can fix those before we go any further. Let's see if we can't fix those. Cue USB sense, always. Right, you guys will be picking the keycap set in just a moment, but I think the choices are going to be GMK Carbon R3, KKB Ski Data Neo, or Cap Generation. Those are going to be your three choices. Or GMK Tribal, actually. So if a mod is watching and wants to pull together the poll for the keycaps. Okay. Oop, ribbon cable. Don't forget the ribbon cable, Jay. There we go. Right, let's see what we did with the Enter key and the scroll lock. So the scroll lock is soldered. I'm going to guess that that one is a software configuration. The Enter key we didn't solder, so let's solder that one. We must have just missed that key completely. You vote for Carbon? Well, we'll get one of the mods to put up a poll in a second. I will try flowing the scroll lock key, reflowing the scroll lock key, just to see if it's a solder issue, but I don't think it is.
Incredible.
Does anyone use it?
Incredible.
No, but it's there. It could be mapped to something else, but it's not showing as an actual key press either, so I don't think it is mapped to anything. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get this put back together again. It could be a faulty switch. That is definitely an option. If it doesn't work this time, I will figure it out off stream, but it could be a faulty switch, absolutely. That is 100% an option. Isn't Cap Generation a shade of pink? Sort of. It's like a reddish with an orange colour underneath it. For the double shot legends. I'll show you in a second. Oh, no, I've lost that. There we go. Any sites where you can view GMK's upcoming keycap production schedule? Geekhack for monitoring group buys, Keycaplander as well as someone else has suggested for other stuff as well. GMK don't have a production schedule that they publicly release, so as far as I know there isn't anything on that front. Right, let's try this again. Let's grab switch hitter. And let's see if we fix the enter key. We have. Scroll lock is still not working, but I'm pretty confident everything else is. I'm wondering if it is. So you see down in this section here, we're not getting, like, if we press any key, you'll see it puts new lines in. It's not doing that for scroll lock, which tends to suggest that there's no key code coming through. And I don't think, if we hold it down, there's nothing else coming through when I press anything else either. So I'm going to guess that that switch is damaged and we need to replace the switch, but I will do that off stream. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit and see what you guys are picking for keycap sets. Tribal, oh, cap generation. So this is the cap generation set. You guys can tell me whether you think that works or not. Could also be the diode on the PCB. Yeah, I did try reflowing the diode, but that doesn't seem to have worked. Manu, this is not a dictatorship. This is a democracy. People get to vote for what we put on the board here today. I do love this orange color. It's lovely. It's not a no, but not a strong yes. Fair. Vote with points. You can vote with points if you want. You've only got a few seconds left though. 20 seconds or so. Was there a designer credited on the PCB? I didn't see one, Fnazi, if there was. Oh, you wanted to know about the daughter board. Yes, it's just a standard daughter board, but it does have a really cool... I don't know if you can see that in there, but the USB part that sticks out is orange. Which is pretty cool. So many bought votes. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. This is exactly a democracy. We can rig the votes. USA. Ski Data wins with 51% of the votes. There you go. So we are going to go with Ski Data Neo. I'll get the keycaps from him. We'll pop these on the board. Try and get the right spacebar first of all. We'll put the rest of the keys on. This is a good choice. It looks really good. Who's bidding for Ski Data? Don't know. What was the set that you showed earlier on? This was Cap Generation. This will be in stock in the new year. We've got a ton of this coming. This is the prototype version, but we've got a ton of Cap Generation coming in the new year. If you vote on PC and mobile, you can vote twice as fast. Nice. Since the vote was so close, you could put one carbon keycap on there. No. No. I don't want to mix them up. I don't like the idea of mixing... Like, mixing two GMK sets is fine. Mixing a GMK set with something not GMK is something that I would really, really struggle with, I think. Just try to make sure I don't use the wrong keycaps here. It'd be nice with a numpad in the same design language as well. Send a photo of the build to James, he'll be well pleased. Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll love it. He does sometimes watch, so he might see this anyway. Yes, there. Let's double check where that went then. White and black mods with almost anything looks blagging. Yeah. I'm going to use the Alt-GR here because I just like the key. How closely did Key Kobo manage to match N9, if indeed that's what they were going for? Remind me at the end of the stream and I will grab the original GMK version of the set so I can compare it for you. The one downside is putting all the keycaps into a box takes a little bit longer. It does, but it's worthwhile doing it, I think. Like, just from a perspective of the volume of keycap sets that I have, it just makes sense.
Incredible.
Slightly worried I haven't found a step caps lock and then it just appeared. And there we go. That is the board all assembled. How good does that look? good does that look? Look at that. Looks so good. When I get the ISO PCB for this, I will rebuild it ISO. Assuming I don't have to send this back. Manu, do I have to send this back? Do I have to send this back, or can I keep it? That's the question. Could you show it the face cam? I can. Yeah, the face cam is going to be a little bit different on color, but the top-down cam is a little bit more color accurate. But there you go. I don't have to send it back. Excellent. I have to send it to you, do it? No. Look how good this looks. It looks so good. Super happy with that. Alien sports car. Dude, the side profile is so good. Any chance you have the alert kit to show off? I do, but it's in stock. It's not one that I've personally bought. This is just stuff that I've personally bought off the store. That's going to be in stock very, very soon. So, yeah, you have to watch out there for it. Maybe one more keyboard one, huh? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It does look so good. Shall we see how it sounds? I'm just going to pause the music and take off my headphones. Let's see how she sounds. Hey dude, I haven't typed for like 2 weeks since I've been on holiday. But yeah, I am not a great typist in terms of like finger placement, but I get like, realistically I get about 70 words a minute. So I'm fine. But I'm 40 years old. I'm not going to learn a new way of typing now, unfortunately. And it's also ANSI. I'm used to ISO, but it sounds really, really good. Thank you for calling me out, man, on my typing. It sounds so good. This just looks phenomenal. This is so nice. This front edge here, so nice. I don't have a price that I can share just yet. It's all going to be, details are going to come in the next couple of weeks. Look at that side profile though. Have you ever seen anything that looks like that in keyboard world? Look how the light plays on this. If you want a rough idea of what that works out at based on our current positioning with VAT, I can figure that out for you. So if I was pricing it today, $450 US would be 435 British pounds including VAT, £362.50 excluding VAT. There you go. That's what the pricing looks like, Trojo. You've seen something like this once 2 years ago. Wow, that's fair. Yeah. Imagine if Baion didn't get messed up. Would have been so nice now. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Personally, no, but it will be in stock when the stock goes live in a week or two. This looks so good. This just sounds and feels really good. This might have to go on the desk for a couple of weeks because it just looks so good. Nearly 50% lost on OG cost. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the USB has the orange accent. Yeah, you can see that. Let me try and show you that on camera. Can you see that the the USB port has that orange piece in the middle, the orange connector. Is that showing up on camera? It just works really well with the fact that the rest of the keyboard's orange. Can you see that? I don't know if the camera picks that up very well, but it's like orange in there. It's really nice. Really, really nice. Yeah, if only Baion things had gone differently. If Baion had always worked with vendors, I think we'd be in a very different world by now, and this kind of design would be a lot more common out there in the market. Needs to clean that weight again though. Yeah, I know. It's a fingerprint magnet. It is, the whole base is a fingerprint magnet. I'm just cleaning the weight for now, but I have to get some spray on the anodization. It will clean up anyway. Because my fingers have got a little bit of Krytox still on them, I suspect. Oh no, I missed the corner. There you go. Blue with orange anode goes really well. Yeah, it does. Like blue and orange go really well together. I'd tell you what set would actually look really good on this. GMK Chocolatier. Like GMK Chocolatier, the orange with the brown and the blue look really good. Or with KKB Nama Chocolate, that would also look really good. Not really. Is it heavy boy? Not really. It's pretty light. Yeah, I'd say it's like a 1.4, 1.5 kilos. GMK Chocolatier, yeah, would look really good on this. Do I have some scales to hand? I do. Let's see if the battery for these has died. So unfortunately, I was going to use the scales, but unfortunately, I turn it on and it just says low and then turns off because there's no battery. What size battery does this take? Do I have a spare? I do not have a spare battery for this. Okay. Unfortunately, my scales are dead. Come on, stay on, just for 1 minute, that's all I need. Nope, it won't stay on. Okay, I will I will have to get another battery for my scales. But yeah, I would I feel like I've seen this scale investigation before. Yeah, I think we did look at it once before actually. Rub battery in hand for 15 seconds. We'll give that a try. We'll give that a try. Let me just pop that out. Where's the screwdriver? That'll do. Take the one out of your car fob? No. Has that been 15 seconds yet? Has it? Has it been 15 seconds? If this works, we'll go with it. If it doesn't... Oh, it has worked. Let's quickly do it. Let's quickly do it. Boom. Oh, 2.26 kilograms. That is in pounds. That's 4 pounds 16 ounces. 4 pounds 16 ounces. There you go. Well done, that man, on rubbing the battery for 15 seconds. It did. Chocolatier R2 Wenjie. I was way off with the weight. I was like a kilo off, yeah. There you go. That's the weight of it. And that's the weight in grams, so 2.26 kgs. Yeah. This is KKB Ski Data Neo. We didn't use carbon. Carbon would also have worked really, really well on the set, though. As a set on the board, carbon would have worked really, really well. And that's the match between N9 that KKB managed to do. It's pretty damn close. Yeah, this set would have also slapped. Like, look, you can see this would have also worked really, really well. Yeah. How's it sound? It sounds really, really good. There's a sound test if you want to scroll back. Oh, that goes in here as well. So yeah, but the N9 comparison, they've matched it pretty well. It's almost indistinguishable. Yeah, if you want to scroll back by like 2 minutes, fly back, or 5 minutes, you'll find the sound test. The colors are really close. I'm sure if you put it under really super bright lighting, you might be able to spot a couple of differences, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Okay. Well, with that, I think now go to the hospital and rub sick people for 15 seconds. No, I don't think they'd want that. I really don't think they'd want that. With that done, that is time for the end of the stream. So thank you so much for everyone who's watched today. I thoroughly appreciate you being around. I do need to get home now so I can get here for in the morning, because in the morning, Mel and I are going to be tackling all of the in-stock orders over Christmas and getting those shipped out. And then we're off for New Year, and then we're back after the New Year on Thursday. So do watch out for that as well, guys. There's a ton of stuff going to happen in the next couple of weeks. We've got a ton of stuff going in stock. We've got another shipment arriving, and I've got a ton of stuff from other vendors that they've asked us to list for them on the stores as well. So lots of news coming. And I also need to figure out what we're going to do about space in the workshop. So I need to have a brainstorm on that. If anyone's got any great ideas on how to generate more space in the workshop, drop me a DM, something like that. Let me know what you think. But thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't see you before. But do come and chat on the Discord, Instagram, wherever else you see me online. I'll see you all around, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you had a really nice Christmas break. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.